Welcome to this week's episode of the Manifesting Me show. I am talking today about what pizza has to do with manifestation. And so that is a connection that I have found works really well as an example to teach or show or just help people wrap their mind around what manifestation is. So join on in. And what precipitated me sharing this with you is that I was at a networking event, a lunchtime networking event with a couple of friends of mine, probably a couple weeks ago, and then. And, conversing and talking with people, a friend of mine introduced me to someone and said, I am a manifestation coach. And so in explaining, because they were not sure, explaining what manifestation is, I shared an example I hadn't really used in a long time, but it really is one of my favorites to share. For example, when people are brand new to manifestation, or maybe they just haven't quite grasped, right? That might be you, not know exactly what it is. It's a word that is used quite frequently. You'll hear it a lot in social media and read about it, and with the law of attraction and a lot of places. So it is like a buzzword, if you will. But you may not know what it is. And that also made me realize that it is really important for me to remember that getting back to basics is important. It is crucial because people are coming and finding me or my page or the information I share at various points in their journey, depending on if they're new or if they're searching or if someone shared the information. So I am going to set a mental reminder, ideally, and put some notes in the calendar to periodically have these back to basics or starting with basics type of conversations to either help you get clear on what it is, give you a refresher, maybe even a different perspective than what you have heard up until now, or a new way of looking at things that maybe helps you get a better overall grasp or idea of what things are having to do with manifestation. So that is what I'm going to talk about today. So it might be short and sweet today, or I might just have some other ideas. Just pop on in. So basically what I'm going to do is tell you my example and then walk through it to, I don't want to say teach, but to really dive just a little bit deeper into each component and how that ties to manifesting. So if you are ready, and if you are not hungry when you're listening to this or when we're starting out here, you might be by the end of the story. I had a friend of mine tell me that when I was sharing the networking story with her after the fact. She says, now I'm hungry. I want a pizza. So let me know if you also feel like you want a pizza after hearing the story. So, okay, what does pizza have to do with manifestation? And it's not really that it has anything to do with manifestation. It's my story, my example of how I teach what manifestation is. So think about, because this is a really, I think everyone can relate to this example. So think about wanting a pizza at home. This is the example I use. Like if you're at home and you decide you want a pizza, or you just kind of as a family say, hey, let's order pizza. So that is the setting of the intention, right? You decide what kind of pizza you want. You see if everybody wants the same thing or not, but you get the order. You get your order. You decide on your order of what type of pizza you want. And then you take the action of ordering your pizza. You call, you go online, you use an app, whatever the circumstance is for you, you order the pizza and you place your order in whatever method, whatever manner that you're comfortable with, that you know that you want to use that day. And so it starts with having this idea that you want a pizza, visualizing or deciding on what type of pizza, what you want on your pizza, and then placing the order. And then whatever amount of time, let's say half an hour, I think is if you are of the age that remember those Domino's commercials that said like 30 minutes or it's free or something along those lines. So I have 30 minutes in my association with pizza delivery. So let's say 30 minutes and the pizza is going to be delivered to you. And here comes the pizza delivery guy pulling up in front of your house, going to your door, knocking on your door or ringing the doorbell. The pizza has arrived. The pizza has arrived at your house. But guess what? You still don't have it because you have to physically get up off the couch or walk to the front door and open the door to actually receive the pizza from the delivery person. It's not going to simply, what's that? Beam me up, Scotty, the transporter. It's not going to transport from one side of the door to the other. And it is the simplest action to do to open the door, receive the pizza, and then enjoy it. And then the pizza delivery guy goes off on his way. And even if you don't deliver or open the door and he, let's say, puts it on the ground, let's say he got no answer or whatever, puts it on the ground, the pizza is still there for you, but you still haven't received it. And you're not going to be able to enjoy it and eat it until you do open the door and pick up or get the pizza. And so this very simplified story, this very simplified explanation is an example, a perfect example, at least the way I see it, of manifesting. You decide on something you want, you can visualize it, you can imagine what it's going to look like, imagine what it's going to taste like, maybe even smell what it's going to smell like. It's going to be hot and cheesy and melty. And if it's your favorite pizza, you might be even more excited. If you're, pizza is your thing or you're really craving it, you're excited about getting the pizza. Or you simply put your order in and here's the next component. You know, and you trust and you believe that your pizza is coming to you, right? You've put in the order, you've decided, you've put in the order, and now you are just trusting. You're trusting and knowing, and you have no doubt that your pizza is coming. And then at around the designated time, then it shows up and you get the little notification, the doorbell or the app or whatever it is, the buzzer at your front door or speaker. I forgot what those things are called, at apartments, the buzzer. You get the notification and you get the pizza. And then you eat it and enjoy it. And it's great and fabulous. And you're just, I love this pizza. And so there's a couple more components in that story, the trusting and the knowing. Now, you might not think of it that that's what you're doing. When you place your pizza order, and you go about your business, you go about your day, whatever you're doing, whether it's watching TV, waiting, doing stuff with your family, taking care of the kids, whatever it is that you're doing, in the in-between, you're just going on about your business. I think for the most part, unless there's like an exceedingly long wait or something happens, for the most part, at least for myself, we don't dwell on the process of how the pizza is going to get there, right? We don't think about what ingredients or what brand of ingredients the person making the pizza is using. We don't think about the size of the pan. We don't think about the heat or the temperature of the oven. We don't think about the route that the pizza delivery person is going to take to get to your house, or the type of car that they're driving, or I don't know what else, the exact configuration of the toppings on your pizza, right? We don't worry or dwell on those details. It's just something that we know, and we wait until it comes and then enjoy it when it arrives. Now, yes, we have a basic idea of knowing when the pizza is going to arrive, but still, not to the minute always, unless you have a phone or an app that tracks it. But that's going into the minutia. We don't know the exact moment. And like I said, or the route. And so the reason I'm sharing not worrying about those details is because when we actually go or have something that we're trying to manifest that we haven't manifested before, or we're intentionally manifesting something, a lot of times, and I will be the first to raise my hand and say that I got caught up, and I still do. I still have to catch myself, get caught up in those details. How's it going to come? What time is it going to come? When? How long is it going to take? What are the steps that it's going to, take to get here? What's it going to look like exactly? What is, all of those minutia details that really we have no control over. The only thing that we have control over is deciding what we want, placing the order, and then trusting and waiting and just living our life, not sitting there, tapping our thumbs or watching the clock. If you're really hungry, you might be doing something like that. But overall, just go about your life until the pizza gets there. And then you're like, hey, that got here really fast. Or, oh, wow, it's here already. That's how it is. And so see if you can keep this example in your toolbox or just in your memory when you catch yourself focusing and dwelling and being hyper focused on the details, on the how is, if you've heard it referred to that, on the how it's going to get there. And I have a podcast. I have lots of ideas for podcasts, but I have one talking specifically about how if you've heard the phrase, the how is not up to you. So I have a spin or a perspective shift on that possibly. But how the pizza is getting to you is not your concern. You simply know and trust and believe that it is. And so let's just take something like you are trying to manifest. You can either think of something that you are currently manifesting or that you might want to, or if you're learning about manifesting right now, just think of something that you want, either a desired external result, like a job or a house or a new car or a trip, or if you hang around Blue Moon Manifestations Land for a while, you'll know that I actually talk about when you set intentions, you set an intention for the feeling, how you want to feel. But this is actually like the pizza is a tangible experience. It's a tangible thing. So when you want something like that and you identify the intention, and now taking action is another aspect that I want to talk about, because very frequently I also come across and have realized in myself that we think the action needs to be like super hard, or that it's going to take so long, or that it has to be really involved and detailed. But think about really drilling down to the basics of this pizza example, and the action that was taken was picking up the phone or using the app or placing the order online. That's the action, putting it out there. And you started with deciding and imagining and saying, hey, a pizza sounds good. And then you took a step, you took an action to start the process of bringing it to you. And then the next action that was required of you was to open the door and receive it. Now, if you're manifesting something much larger or much more involved than a pizza, there are going to be different and additional steps. But the thing that I want you to keep in mind as best as you can is to, after you've taken that initial action, or you're doing steps, right? Taking an action or a step towards your desire every day, live your life. Don't hyper focus, because that actually serves the purpose, or it serves what happens is that it holds it off a little bit. And now if you sit there and dwell on how long it's taking the pizza to get made, what route, for example, or how long the delivery route is, it's not actually going to change the time, right? It's not going to change the length of time that it takes the pizza to get there. But what does it feel like to you? I mean, you can think of this example, you can, put yourself in that place. what's going to happen? What's it going to feel like to you if you sit there and dwell and say, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. It's taking so long. It's going to feel much longer, right? It's going to feel much longer than if you put your pizza order in, go about your life, cleaning the kitchen, changing your clothes, playing with the kids, whatever it is. It's going to feel much longer the more that you dwell on it, on how hungry you are or what, what's going on and how long it's taking. So hopefully, this very simple and very basic example is one that you can think about and refer back to when you catch yourself really stressing and having that feeling, that urgency. Like, oh my gosh, when's it going to get here? When am I going to see my results? When am I going to get my dream? When is it going to happen? It may not actually be taking, changing the length of time that it takes to manifest for you, but it does make it feel longer. And then you don't feel as good. You don't feel happy and excited about it because your energy is going towards stressing and worrying and trying to identify the specifics. So this was hopefully I need to check this right here real quick. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully it's a good example that you can then refer back to and maybe share with other people when you're talking or telling them about manifestation. And along those lines, if you think that anyone you know will enjoy this type of content, will enjoy this material, learn from it, and benefit from it, if you just simply like it and want to share, I invite you to either pass this along in whatever format you're watching, pass it forward, type someone's name in the comments, whatever the case is, and let them know that they can learn about manifesting and that is what I am here to help with. And if you have questions or if you have ideas for something else, another topic that you would like me to talk about, something else about manifesting or about working with the moon or becoming that rock star of your life, if you have an aspect of that you're not quite familiar or not quite grasping, or it just feels a little bit out of reach or unclear, let me know. And I will be more than happy to do a podcast episode and get back to basics and help you get a good grasp on that. The best way to get that information to me is by emailing it to me. And the email to use is vision, VISION, at bluemoonmanifestations.com. And you can comment on any place that you're watching or listening to this as well, if that option is available to you. And let me know. I am more than happy. And I love actually talking about stuff that you are specifically interested in. And that is my example for you guys today. What pizza has to do with manifesting. And let me know if now you feel like having a pizza. And if not, that's cool too. And that's it for today. Very short and sweet and basic. And I will talk to you guys next week again about some other aspect or facet of manifesting me. Bye, guys. Take care.